Okay, I will discuss about the Laplace transform. Every given equation is always a function of t. Now, kung dadaan siya ng Laplace transform, you will have the Laplace transform of the given f of t. It will be always a function of s. So, from a function of t, it will be always a function of s kapag dumaan ng Laplace transform. Using the general formula, every function of t in Laplace transform, you will have the integral of e raised to negative st, then the given f of t dt, wherein variables t, then s is constant, then the limits is from 0 to infinity. Now, you have the 7 basic equation na kung saan kapag ganito yung format, you must have this equivalent f of s. Now, for k, you will have k over s. K is any constant given, so this will be k over s. Kapag naman e raised to at, wherein a is constant, you will have 1 over s minus a. Kapag naman sine of 80, wherein a is also constant, you will have a over s squared plus a squared. If you have cosine of 80, you will have s over s squared plus a squared. Now, if you will see the difference between sine and cosine, they have the same denominator, s squared plus a squared. Pero, pagdating sa numerator, kapag sine, you will have a. Pag cosine, you will have s. So, ang importante dito is you must identify the value of a. Pagdating naman sa t raised to n, where n is the exponent of your t, you must know the value of n. Kasi gagamitin mo siya sa numerator as n factorial over s raised to n plus 1. Then pagdating sa hyperbolic sine and cosine, you will have hyperbolic sine of 80, that is a over s squared minus a squared. Pagdating sa hyperbolic cosine of 80, you will have s over s squared minus a squared. And then, they have the same denominator. Pagdating sa sine, you will have a. Pagdating sa cosine, you will have s. The difference between trigonometric and hyperbolic, kapag trigonometric, the sign in between s squared and a squared is plus. Kapag hyperbolic, the sign between s squared and a squared is minus. Kapag sine, you will have a. Kapag cosine, you will have s. Okay. For example, you have to know the Laplace transform of 6. This falls under the Laplace transform of k, wherein you must have k over s. Tama? So, the Laplace transform of your 6 is simply 6 over s. Okay? Next. Pagdating sa Laplace transform of e raised to negative 60, this falls under e raised to at. So, the value of a is negative 6. So, kung ang formula mo is 1 over s minus a, the Laplace transform of e raised to negative 60 is simply 1 over s minus negative 6. So, the answer will be 1 over s plus 6. Okay? Number 3. Now, you have to find the Laplace transform of sine of 4t. Sabi ko kanina, you must identify the value of a. In this equation, the value of a is 4. Ang formula ng sine ay a over s squared plus a squared. So therefore, the Laplace transform of sine of 40 is a, which is 4 over s squared plus 4 squared, or simply 4 over s squared plus 16. Okay? Next, number 4. If you will have to find the Laplace transform of cosine 5t, identify first the value of a. The value of a is 5. Then under ng Laplace transform ni cosine, you will have s over s squared plus a squared. So the Laplace transform of cosine of 5t is simply s over s squared plus 5 squared. So this will be s over s squared plus 25. Next, number 5. You will have to find the Laplace transform of t cubed. This falls under t raised to n. Identify the value of n, that is 3. So the formula is n factorial over s raised to n plus 1. So the Laplace transform of t cubed is simply 3 factorial over s raised to 3 plus 1, or simply 3 multiplied to 2 multiplied to 1 over s raised to 4. And that is 3 times 2 is 6 times 1 is also 6. You will have 6 over s raised to 4. Next, number 6 is about hyperbolic sine of 2t. This falls under the hyperbolic sine of 80, which is a over s squared minus a squared. Identify the value of a, that is 2. So the Laplace transform of hyperbolic sine of 2t is simply a, which is 2 over s squared minus 2 squared. So that is 2 over s squared minus 4. Then the last part is number 7. The Laplace transform of hyperbolic cosine of 3t. This falls under the hyperbolic cosine of 80, which is s over s squared minus a squared. So identify the value of a. The value of a is 3. So the Laplace transform of hyperbolic cosine of 3t is simply s over s squared minus 3 squared. So that is s over s squared minus 9. Gets nyo? Okay po.